A Missouri woman was declared dead by mistake. It was an accident. She wasn't dead. It was a mistake. They made a mistake. 2007, they made this mistake. She is still fighting to prove that she's actually alive. And listen, I can tell you, Indisputable has evidence she is absolutely alive. Let's put the picture up for a man. Hell of a thing. Very, very disturbing story. Missouri woman was mistakenly declared dead in 2007. She's still trying to prove that she's alive 2 decades later. She's actually from St. Louis, Missouri, has been trying to prove that she is not deceased. She's been trying to prove this for decades. After learning that her social security number was associated with a dead person, Madeline-Michelle Carthen learned that her social security number had been compromised while she was preparing for a summer internship and exchange program back in 2007. She says it's a nightmare, quote, a nightmare of corruption, no oversight with government. It's like a haunting, she said. I got denied my financial aid. Now they're saying, prove to us you're not dead, end quote. Ms. Carthen added that she initially dismissed the news as a mistake and laughed. I laughed, said Carthen. I said, what do you mean? I'm sitting right here. I've been at school over a year and a half. How am I dead? Is this going to affect my international internship? Question mark. Obviously, it has adverse impact totally. Let's put it up. Carthen was told to contact the SSA to have the error fixed. When she did, she found out that she'd been added to SSA's death master file. Well, first of all, I didn't know we had a death master file. So that's good information to know. But the death master file is an internal compilation of SSA records of deceased people, okay? Carthen was told her name was added in error and given a death erroneous letter to show that she was still alive. So we have two things in the government I didn't know. We have a death master file, and if they get it wrong, they give you what's called a death erroneous letter, okay? So she gets the death erroneous letter to show that she is still alive, and she can hand this letter over to bureaus and financial aid, et cetera. So Carthen said her troubles did not end after she received the infamous death erroneous letter. It actually got worse. She said, and I quote, well, it got worse because it wasn't creditor, she explained. Being in the death master file, it went to the IRS, it went to the Department of Homeland Security, it went to E-Verify, all of these things. It just started affecting my life. The 52-year-old said that her life has been disrupted ever since, and she was forced to quit school due to the social security issue. That is significant adverse effect. Carthen has also now lost employment because Human Resources, they were not allowed to process her payroll because she's dead. Okay? And she also has lost homes because of the error. She lives with her sister because she cannot get a mortgage. Why? Because according to the banks, she is dead. There's more. Sometimes I can get a job, and then within so many months, it's going to be a problem. So it's like I can get it, and then it's yanked back from me, but I don't know when it's going to be yanked back, she said. I just know I'm alive. I don't care what AI says or software says, but I'm alive. But it's hard to prove that. Still an issue to this day, even after changing her name. So Carthen changed her name in 2021, thinking, all right, this may disrupt the algorithm here, okay? And was issued a new social security number. So she hoped that her nightmare was over. Unfortunately, the new social security number is continuously flagged because it's connected to the old social security number. The St. Louis Consumer Protection Attorney, Crichton Kahn, told KSDK that being declared deceased impacts every aspect of one's life. The irony of that statement. Carthen has no idea how her name got on the list, and she filed a $12 million federal lawsuit against the Social Security Administration and other government agencies in 2019. However, the judge dismissed the lawsuit, citing the government has sovereign immunity from litigation of this nature. Quote, I don't know how this is going to work out, said Carthen. I just keep advocating and fighting. And when I say fighting, within my spirit, sometimes I want to give up, but my faith is too strong. I don't care if it takes 20 years. I'm going to still do what I got to do to make this situation right, not just for myself, but for others. Put up her picture again. Right? So, Ms. Carthen, I'm very sorry that this is happening to you. Obviously, it shows the incompetency of our nation and the lack of care anyone who has heard your story has taken. You're obviously alive. Everybody who knows you, they know you're alive. The people that you were going to school with, your professors, financial aid director, they were aware of your living status. But for some reason, because a paper says something adverse to that, you are in this predicament. And so I'm going to contact some members of Congress that I know in order to contact you. And I pray, madam, that your days in the future be better than they have been of recent. All right, Jordan, thoughts here.
There's a sentiment in public service that anybody who works in the government should hold and celebrate and lift up, and that is looking out for others. And you're doing that work on behalf of others. I mean, this is a human being. Someone's life has been completely destroyed by recklessness, negligence, sloppiness in the government. And that's terrible. There's two factors here in this story, right? You laid out everything in the personal context, but in the aggregate, we have to think about what that would look like and how many more instances like this should Social Security be privatized, like conservatives and a lot of like free market types want. There have been attempts to chip away at every aspect of the federal government for years by Republicans. The lower the funding for agencies like this, the more outcomes you're going to see, because the workload's only going to increase as population continues to increase, and you're going to have fewer staff and resources to rectify issues like this. On the sentiment part, though, the quote from the spokesperson from Social Security saying, these records are extremely accurate and only 1/3 of 1% are inaccurate, something like that. Okay, well, what about her? This is one person. Like, I'm sure there are many. You're admitting 1/3 of 1% is still more than one. How is this not zero? Like, and if somebody is impacted by recklessness or sloppiness or incorrect records, what are you doing to fix it? Nobody should have to live effectively off the grid, unable to keep a job, unable to find housing, unable to be a participating member of society like they want because of this negligence. It's very sad.
And there's also this fear of her being impacted by the criminal justice system. Let's say somebody runs a record. They do a deep profile check. They say, madam, you're showing me a fake ID because it says that you're dead. I got to take you to jail now. This could permeate in so many areas. And you're right. It is more than one. I don't even trust that, less than 1%. And I don't even trust that. So at some point, a remedy should have been affixed to an ongoing problem. So we will try to do what we can.